Want your portfolio to grow on autopilot? I built a tracker that decides which fund to buy next. No guessing, no emotions. I'm going to look at that today with you. We're going to go through it step by step, so stay tuned. What I've done is I've created a tracker to be able to look at your portfolio and how you want to balance it. When you're looking at these high income funds, there's a lot of cash flow coming in, and sometimes you don't want to deploy that cash. Sometimes you don't want to deploy it right back in by dripping it because the NAV or the cost has gone up, and you want to wait for a time when it's lower. And also, you want to make sure that you're keeping your portfolio balanced. So, what I've done in this tracker is I've just created a simple way to track what you're doing and keep it balanced based on what you preset. Let's go through these three tabs. The first tab here is the reinvestment tracker. This here is what your portfolio is set at, and you have to set this. You'll go ahead and put the symbol in. So I have my income portfolio portion in here because that's what I'm looking at reinvesting in. My growth portfolio, I leave that alone. What little drip there is, it just keeps dripping. That is just a growth portion. It is just sitting there and doing its thing. As far as the income portion, I set the targets based on what I want it to be. And now this will be dynamic. I'll be changing this as I get closer to deciding when I'm going to use this. As you can see, I'm bringing down my SCHD target to 45%. It was up to 75% in this portion, and I've brought it down quite a bit. But here we have 45%. It's currently at 62%, so that's a 5.41% difference. This shows the current price, and so the suggestion here is no, do not buy. And it tells you why. It's overweight, skip this. So if I was to get my SCHD, and on doing this, I've turned all the drips off. If you want to do it this way, I'm just starting to use this. So I'm going to be turning my drip off and be deploying this as a new method that I'll be using to get better control of what I'm doing with the income that's being generated. So it tells you a little bit of reason why that is. Now, SPYI, I'm setting at 15%. I'm currently at 11.07%. It's a difference of 0.75. Its price is 52.43, and so it's a suggested buy to bring that target up. Now, this isn't tracking whether or not these prices are down. That's something you're going to have to look at and consider. Once you get this balanced, this will begin to operate much more how it's designed to. But because I'm a little bit out of balance right now with my high SCHD, it's just trying to get me to get these others to the targets that I want. It's going to tell you to buy the things that you're underweight in on your target percent versus what you're currently at. The reason this will work is once these are set and the current and the target are equal, if SCHD drops below the 45%, that's going to be because the value has dropped and it is causing this to drop how much it is worth of my current balance. And this is coming from, these targets are coming from this portfolio balances over here. We'll look at that here in a minute. But as you can see, here are the funds that I have, the percentages that I've allocated for them, where they're currently at, whether I'm high or low, what the current price is, whether it's a suggested buy to get back up to target, and the reason why. Now let's skip over here. I'll come back to this investment log. Let's skip over here to the portfolio balances. This is where it's drawing from. If you use this, you'll have to put in, again, your fund, your symbol, and then you'll have to put how many shares you have starting right here. Now, as you can see, they're exactly the same because I'm starting this. I haven't added anything to it. It will automatically, once you put in your starting, and you add funds, it will automatically update over here in the current shares, and I'll show you how that works in a minute. This here also shows the share price currently, just to make it convenient so you don't have to flip back and forth, what the total value is currently based on the share price and the number of shares that you currently own, and what percentage of your portfolio that this makes up. So as you can see, out of this total fund, this is the total in SCHD, and the percentage. And this here, this row here, is what is being pulled over into this current field here. This is just feeding that sheet. and keeping track of what percentage each of these makes up of your total portfolio. So how this changes dynamically is you have to go in here manually now. And so let's say this week I put in $250 in cash. I'm just adding additional money to my portfolio, maybe from my paycheck or from an outside source. And then I've also collected $671 in dividends this week. So my current cash available is $921. I just go over here and say, how do I want to deploy that cash? Well, I want to buy these that are underweight. Which one's underweight the most? Well, it looks like WPAY is. I could put some in all of these yeses, or I could say I'm going to try to get WPAY up closer to my allocated target. So I just go in the investment. That's what we're going to do here. We're going to say ETF purchase. So you just put WPAY, shares bought. So with the current price, we're able to buy 17 shares and the price is $54.11. What we've done is to bring WPAY up to the target allocation. I've deployed this $921 all in WPAY. So it got me 17 shares. And this is the cash balance. So it takes what you have here, what you just bought, and then brings it down so your cash balance is here. Now, if you look over at your portfolio balance, you can see WPAY. This is where you started, 85.5. It added that new buy-in here. So you have 102. It shows you your new allocation. You go over to the first page, the reinvestment tracker, you can see that it added it here. We're up to 1.05. It hasn't come down much. We're still under allocation here, but we'll get there as we continue to collect these dividends. That's it. That's how this works. And we'll continue to do this until we get this on target. And then once we're on target, this will start really helping us see what is undervalued at the current time, what has dropped in value, whether we want to just keep everything. If the market's good and pretty equal, we'll just keep buying into the same funds. Maybe we put a little bit more here or there, and we'll keep our balance where we want. Or if you want to do like I'm trying to do, you set your target, say I'm going to get closer to retirement. I want my SCHD down to about 30%. So I change that to 30% and keep deploying. So when SCHD comes in, I'm not dripping into that. I'm buying just more of these to get that percentage up. So it can help me get to my goal that way. That is the purpose of this tracker. I hope you like it, and we'll be using this in our monthly updates as I look at dividends as they've come in, and I'll show you what I've done, how I've deployed it, and we can see how this works in real life. If you like this and you'd like a copy of it, check out the description below. You can go to the link there, and I appreciate all the support of everybody on the channel. Leave me a comment. What do you think? What are some updates I could make on this? I'll be glad to try to make updates and get those to you once they're made. Your comments help me make content, whatever you suggest. I've been making that content for you because that's what matters, is meeting the needs of the audience. So I appreciate all your support and information and comments and helping one another. There's been a lot of support toward one another as well, and that's great to see as we're trying to help each other reach personal goals and financial independence together. Thank you for joining me. Don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button. It really does help out the channel and get this content to more individuals, and we appreciate you. We will see you next time on Simply Money.